Yay!
Hey everybody, Kim here from Your Social Voice, and today we have something special. So you're probably used to seeing me, this face, sitting there on social media talking to you, right? We wanted to change that up a little bit. So what we've got, we're now introducing you to our new weekly show. So every Thursday, what if we go from the Mevo? Hello, hello, hello. While I was on mute. on, and then it was off, and then it was back on, and we got sound. One time.
That's strange.
It's gone back away to avoid feedback. We had sound, no sound. This is rookie. While we wait, just do like
Sign language.
sign language. While we wait. We're back, we're live. Good.
We're good. We're good. So awesome. Where did we get to?
Maybe we should start again, maybe? I feel like we didn't understand the whole start, so let's start again.
So we were just literally talking. I'm going to really sum it up really quickly, so not to go over too much for if people did hear. So passion and purpose, you've got one side where you know what your passion and purpose is and you're potentially following that, and then you've got the other side where you may not have any idea and you need to explore that side, and that's something and a question that you have still in your mind. How do I know what my passion and purpose is?
Yeah.
So over to Regan, where you just said you had an inkling, but you finished uni, and what did you study at uni?
So I studied a double major in management and marketing. I'm just about finished, but that was sort of more business orientated and more like marketing, as in marketing plans, marketing strategies and stuff like that. Not so much design. So I really did just fall into design, but it is definitely my passion. I love it. I work endlessly on it. I even work on the weekends on it. Yeah, so it just happened that way. And
so how did that come about? So obviously you were doing your degree, you were also working at Channel 10.
Yeah.
And so how did it come to a stage where you started working for Kim and then you started your own company?
Okay. So I went from obviously uni. I was still in uni and I started a job at Channel 10 full time. And I did about a year then. That was really great for experience. I met the most amazing people, but I just didn't feel like it was me. I didn't really like being behind a desk as such, even though I am now, but it's still, it's different. So it was more repetitive, it wasn't as creative, and I always felt like I needed an outlet of some sort. So from there I went to DTM Marketing, and I was their BDM for, I think it was around 8 months. And actually there I started doing a little bit of design work. So they asked me to redo a couple of their manuals, put together like a magazine, and I took the challenge on because I'm the type of person that likes challenges and stuff.
And how did they know that you could do that? Had you expressed an interest?
Sort of. I mean, they asked if I could do it, and I said, yeah, I'll give it a try. It's not something I've done before, but I just thought, you know what, why not? Just give it a try. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. And I think now that I'm doing what I like doing, as in logos and branding and stuff, I enjoy it even more.
Yeah.
Back then I was doing magazines and stuff, and that's not really something that I'm passionate about or into as such. And then from there, Kim actually messaged me, because Kim and I have been friends for a while now, and wanted to know if I wanted to come on board with Your Social Voice. And I started in a sales role.
Wow,
Yeah.
so there you go.
So,
and then that developed into a design role where you built up that experience, and now you've also created your own company off the back of that.
Yes.
So
my company is called Craycon Branding and Design, and I help small businesses, even medium businesses, and I do rebrands. More so small businesses get off their feet, because a lot of people don't know where to start, brand-wise and image-wise. So I'm actually helping Hayley do her stuff at the moment for her coaching. So I'm just giving a bit of guidance and have a project for them and get them to answer questions and stuff about their business that they don't really know they don't really think they need to know, but they actually do need to know.
Yeah.
So it gets them thinking. So
like those examples that you've given are a great example of how Regan understood or had an idea of maybe what her passion was, but didn't completely follow it throughout her life. But she was led back to it. It's like you kind of followed the bits that you liked, the things that interested you, and it led you to
where I am now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love what I do. I'm very, very fortunate and blessed to do what I love every single day, working at Your Social Voice and also working for myself. Sometimes it can be stressful and long, but at the same time, I thrive off it. So, and I wouldn't do anything I wouldn't love doing anyway, purely because I know what it feels like to be doing something you love, now.
Yeah,
so what about you? How did you come about?
So, completely and utterly different to Regan.
We've got Dane. I'm ignoring all the comments. Hi, Kelly!
So, completely different
Hi,
to Regan.
Dane.
I didn't know what my passion or purpose was. I had no idea. I didn't think I had a passion or purpose, and I felt really lost and a bit stuck with that. So I'd been working for 8.5 years for an oil and gas company in the UK, and then I got transferred over to Australia. And a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago, because I felt really lost and a bit stuck, I went on a course. And that course was a personal development course that then led me to tackle some fears and some feelings of like I said, feeling lost. And then that led to another series of events. I enjoyed those courses so much that I found them so much fun. I was with people that were wanting to learn and grow and expand.
Yeah.
And that just led to me just consuming lots of courses, and I loved reading and self-help books, and I didn't ever think that would become my potential purpose, but I just kept following little pieces, little nuggets.
Same as me, you just sort of follow where you want to go,
So I didn't know, and that's where I felt, you kind of feel like you've got to know, and you really need to know where you're on track to, or where you're going to. But I felt like what we've both given an example of is how we weren't entirely sure. Maybe you were a little bit more so than I, but we just followed what felt right at the time. And each step where we followed our heart or our intuition, it led us to the right path. So now, like you said, I'm working for Kim, and on the side I'm building a coaching business as well, so it's Body Love Coaching. And then what happened is, as you know, I had to start thinking about logos and designs and Facebook, and I was like, Kim, I don't know that. I know how to do the admin side of stuff, but not the technical Facebook stuff. So that's where the team have been amazing and helped me. So Regan's coming in, she's doing my logo. I've put something at the moment. I've created a page, and I've used Canva to just create a Facebook banner. But the team are going to go through with me on how I can boost posts and how I can start advertising so that I can get the target market that I'm looking for.
Yeah, definitely. What intrigues me is that you were in the corporate game for 8 years. What made you sort of go, okay, something's just not right? Did you get a feeling, or was it did you not like your job, or?
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, because I find that when a lot of us leave uni and we get on this path, we get stuck in that almost like a train, and you can't get off, and it's sort of like, okay, and then before you know it, you hit 45, 50, your kids are all growing up, and you're sort of sitting there going, oh, I've been doing the same job for 30 years, and it's not really what I want.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't have, to me, it's courage to be able to leave what they know and what is secure, and go to something of what they love, and might not be as secure, but might fulfill them wholeheartedly. So what made you want to make the change from corporate to doing something like this?
So mine was, obviously, I knew straight from when I left uni and I went I was in human resources for that oil and gas company. I knew it's not what I wanted to do, but it was, I don't know what I want to do, and I felt like that's what I should do. People go to university and they get a degree, and then you get a job, whatever that may be, that you studied in, for example, and then you know, that's life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that there was anything else. I didn't know that there was anything different. You know, I was told that that's what you do and you put up with it. You should be lucky and, you know, grateful for the opportunity. I had a good income. It was stable, great opportunities brought me to Australia.
Yeah.
But it didn't light me up. And I wasn't happy deep down. And that led me to all other sorts of things that, you know, when you're not happy and unfulfilled. So the reason I left that is because I just couldn't do it anymore. Like the pain was far greater than staying, you know, than staying in a stable job. I had to get out and do something for myself. So I left with no idea of what I was going to do. And it just so happened I reached out to Kim, who had a job here, and he knew that I would want to at some time create something on the side as well for myself. I don't know, I think really I truly believe that when you actually follow what's right for you, things start to fall into place.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but I just spent so many years stuck and not following what was right for me, and that's why nothing ever changed. But as soon as I took that leap, and as soon as you took that leap, it's like things can, I'm not going to say it's always, but it generally does.
It's like a domino effect almost,
because what is right for you, what's meant to be for you, you know, will come about if you follow.
And if you let it as well. That's the biggest thing, is letting it happen. And it is a process, and we're not saying for everybody to go and quit their jobs, definitely not. But I mean, if you're, like I was saying to Hales earlier when we were discussing what we're going to chat about, with corporate, if that's what lights you up and that's what makes you happy, that's completely fine. What we're trying to sort of achieve with these different series is just making people aware of the opportunities you have to be able to follow your passion and your purpose. So we're going to, with these series, we're going to be chatting about all different things, but a lot of it will be following our intuition, which is a big thing. A lot of people don't do that much anymore. They just sort of go with what they think is right and what they should be doing. And personally for myself, I'm only 24, and there's a lot of opportunity out there for younger women and also older women as well to be able to get out there and do what they wanted to do their whole life and haven't had opportunity to do, you know. So
exactly, and a good point is, you know, it was 30 when I hit 30, and it was kind of, that's when I thought, what am I doing? You know, this isn't lighting me up, this isn't making me happy, I don't feel unfulfilled, and that's what started that course of events that then changed me into where I am now. But I really do believe that it doesn't matter what age you are. I'm 33 now, it doesn't matter whether you're 40 or 53. Don't give up on that. Don't give up on, if you're in something that that's not fulfilling you right now, then there's no reason why you can't start following the little footsteps in the right direction to lead you to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. So with these series, we're going to be covering a lot of different things, like I said. But for me, the biggest thing, obviously, is when you do take that leap of faith and you start something new and you're trying to obviously get it off the ground and going. I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like when you have more passion and purpose behind it, you're more willing to put more drive into it. And that's in every aspect as well. You know, you're more willing to do the unusual. Like, for example, I go home at night, and this might not be for everybody, but for me personally, I'll finish here, I'll go home and I'll work on my personal clients, and I'll be up sometimes sending emails to 11:30, 12 a.m. So it is a lot of time and effort that you put into it on the side hustle, but at the end of the day it feels rewarding, so it doesn't feel like you're working, if that makes sense. And you know, and you do the same thing, right? And then you go home and you are up until God knows what time doing all your stuff too.
So. And look, you don't have to, it's just when you're really excited about something, when it really is like in there, you know, you're following what you love, you tend to not want to put it down. You get so excited, it lights you up, it doesn't feel like work, and that's what you want to do. However, you don't need to be working all those hours as well. You need to also have balance as well. So
definitely. And you also want to keep the passion there as well, so it doesn't start to feel like a bit of a drag having to do stuff. So
Regan, what I was going to ask you before we go is what advice would you give, any advice about branding for someone new, like myself.
Yeah, definitely.
So in the process, are there any advice or tips that you could give me?
Yeah, for sure. So for the Hales, for example, she came to me with an idea, and I do have this a lot, and for some reason it's a lot of friends that come to me and ask me about an idea or something that I want to create, or they want to basically turn it into reality, a product or something. And she explained to me what she wanted to do, and you were quite hesitant at first about what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I sort of said to her, just do it. Honestly, just do it. Because that's the biggest thing that I found with launching CreateCon. I was so hesitant to just launch it and just get something going. Like, I always found something that was wrong with the logo, or with something like, I should maybe set up my taxes first, or, maybe do something like that, or look more into the business side. And then I just had this one moment where I was like, I just need to do it. I just need to get it out there, and I just need to start. So,
Relate to that.
Yeah, so with Hales, I said the same thing. Just start and just put something together. Enroll into something that's going to allow you to be able to do what you want to do with your business, and as well as learn. So that's my biggest tip, is just do it. And just start. Just put something like Facebook. If you want to jump into a website straight away, jump into a website. Because remember, when you're invested in something, you're going to pay more attention to it. If you keep treating it as just an idea, it will always remain as just an idea. So as soon as you start, and that can be logo, that can be anything, I feel like you're more motivated to keep going.
Yeah.
Simple as that, yeah.
That's a good point. In response to that, that's so true. I was hesitant. You never feel like it's the right time. You never feel ready. However many courses or however many how much practice you've done, and what you
logo designs and branding, and
you never feel like it's quite perfect or good enough. So it is about exactly what you said, Vegan. Just going for it, just doing it, and then just you can tweak things as you go.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't have to be perfect before. You can, like Hal said, as you go, you can learn new things. You might see different paths that you want to go down that you might not have seen before, but since launching it, it might have opened this whole array of different paths that you can go down. So just start, and also don't disregard branding and marketing very quickly. I know a lot of people try to just push it aside because they don't have money for it or anything like that, but just with branding and marketing, it is essential because it builds your image. And that's the biggest thing with business. I mean, you can start operating, but if you've got no image, like if you're producing a product that's amazing, everybody wants to get their hands on it, but you don't have a logo or a brand, where's that person going to find you? So basically the image is I want to put it like in simple terms, but the image is basically like your photograph amongst Facebook when you're scrolling through and you put a selfie up and someone sees it. It's similar to that. So you don't want to be blended in with the newsfeed, you want to stand out. So that's where your brand comes in. That's where the importance of marketing is as well, and producing good content and all that. So that's one of my main. A lot of people disregard that and leave that last, but if you don't have a brand and you don't have marketing, it's going to be a lot more difficult to produce sales and to get your brand out there and brand exposure and everything. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really helpful, even me for listening to it again.
Yeah, I need Hale so many times.
And I listen to Regan, and I hear on calls to clients, for example, and everyone tends to have those same kind of questions, the same issues, those hesitations. They're not quite sure. So I think we'll probably wrap it up here unless anyone has any questions.
Hi, Ash.
So if anyone has any questions, otherwise what I'd say is, if you enjoyed that session with us today, then and there's something that you'd like us to talk about in the future, something that you'd want to know more about, or you need some help about, then just message us on the post.
In the comments,
in the comments.
We can cover it. Yeah, hopefully.
We'll try our best to cover it. So I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, our wine time.
Tea and wine.
And tea and wine. Yep, Hales. I'll get Hales onto the wine secretly. Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
Have a good Thursday. How do you solve it?
The expert comes.